Hi, from Pax Europiana from Pristina, here in front of Newborn. I call for Ukraine to recognize Kosovo. The Republic of Kosovo is your friend. It stands in solidarity with Ukraine, and the Kosovo people, they know exactly what you are going through in this moment of war and crisis and bombardments of Russian brutality. They know what genocide is, and there is over there the Genocide Memorial of the victims of rape as a weapon of war. And this has happened in Kosovo. The Serb militia, the army, they were as brutal as the Russian army is today in Bucha and in Hostomel and in Mariupol, in Kharkiv. These are often the same perpetrators and the same philosophy of genocidal terror, and they know here exactly what is that. If you are refugee, if you are chased from your house, if your house is burned and destroyed by artillery, they know exactly what that is, and they stand with Ukraine. And I think Ukraine is well advised now to recognize the Republic of Kosovo, because Serbia stands with Russia. Never forget. And the future is together in the European Union. Kosovo and Ukraine, together with Moldova, Georgia, Bosnia, and one day maybe also Serbia, after it has changed its policy and made the turn to the West. Then they will be all united in the European Union and in NATO. I have no doubt as well that Ukraine will ultimately join NATO, Kosovo hopefully much faster already this year together with Bosnia, to be safe from Serb aggression, because that's also some option. I don't think anymore that they will attack, but because they see how Russia is basically defeated now. But the defeat is not ultimately so... Oh, sorry. I will just show you here. This is why I wanted to... This is the monument of Madeleine Albright here. She is a great hero for me. She was advocating, and she was, for the regime change in Serbia, for the liberation of Serbia, for the military intervention. She made it all possible. She was a moral leader we would need now as well. She was not the shy, timid Biden who is only partially, gradually, always everything, and also she would have not allowed the Scholzes and the Hamas to stop, because we made a real embargo against Serbia in the 90s. Never forget, yeah? And that was a real embargo. There was no fool. There was really only smuggling possible for them. That was much better, much more effective than what is done now against Russia. And also you have to have cojones. She had cojones to intervene against Serbia. It was also not easy. It's never easy to use military force in a democracy, but she was managing it, and she was able to do it. I just have to cross the street. They let me pass. They are very nice people here, actually. They always let me pass. It's very civilized here, very European in Kosovo. I recommend everybody to come here. It's for me one of the best countries to travel. A lot of Byzantinian architectural heritage, of course, and a lot of political stuff here. Of course, the former UNMIK headquarters, and a lot of museums, and much to see here in Pristina, and much to celebrating freedom. That's the story of Pristina. It was suppressed for 100 years, Kosovo, under the Serb sledgehammer of colonialism, and it has liberated itself, and with the help of the Europeans and Americans in their effort to stop the genocidal power of Yugoslav nationalism and socialism. I was very much for that liberation in '99. I'm very much for it today. Now we don't have the courage, but hopefully it will come. And then you see, based on all this, you can really achieve something, because the city is now well developed. It has transformed itself. It was a lot of destruction, underinvestment in Yugoslavia. Of course, you know, the 80s were a disaster, the 70s ultimately as well. This is the illusion that Yugoslavia was ever working. It was a disaster. This is the leftover of Yugoslavia. This is how it looks like. Yeah. But in reality, you have to be very clear that only based on freedom and strict military alliance systems inside NATO or with a KFOR style guarantee. Let's give Ukraine a KFOR style guarantee. That's the first step. NATO membership can happen later anyhow, like in the case of Bosnia and Kosovo, which has to happen now. Finland will pave the way for a next enlargement, Sweden to come, ultimately Austria, Ireland, Cyprus. Cyprus anyhow wants. So it's our own internal divisions which keep us always so fragile towards Russian aggression. Yes, and here people live now in freedom and harmony. And prosperity is a result of that. Of course, it's not enough because we have a lost decade. Kosovo could be much further if we gave a firm EU membership, candidate status, full one, and obviously then the move ahead. But at least the euro, that was very important. And now the next steps have to be with the clear target 2029. We cannot waste another decade. We must intensively work with the target date, everybody in, and Europe will be much stronger with a European-wide capital labor market of 37 countries. Of course, you know, the UK will also be much more interested to come back. That's 37. 27 plus 9 plus 1. So that's the idea. I will now make this campaign. I hope for your support, and I'm confident we will achieve that. And more to come from Pax Europiana here from Pristina. April 2022, the tour for EU 37. Bye.